Hello and welcome to Broadcast Beat's Pre-IBC show coverage. Today we have a very special guest. He's a winner of the Broadcast Beat Product of the Year in the Content Management category, Emery Wells, CEO of Frame.io. How you doing, Emery?
Very good. How are you?
Doing great. So talk about your system. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it, but I think you're obviously the best person to do that.
Sure. So Frame.io is a video review and collaboration platform, and we replace the kind of mishmash of different tools people typically use when they're creating video. So, most people tend to use a file sharing service like Box, Dropbox, WeTransfer. That's good for sharing big media files, source resolution files, but pretty crummy when you want to view video online, if you want to send work in progress review. So, most of us have used YouTube or Vimeo. You make it private, put a password on it, send a link in an email, and then try to communicate in email. But, all of us have had the experience of trying to communicate in a static email on moving visual content. It always leads to the most confusing conversations, these time-coded notes. At 1 minute and 10 seconds and 2 frames, there's this thing happening in the upper right-hand corner, and then I don't like that part, and then the soundbite he says after that should come before the thing that he said in that other place. I mean, these maddening conversations that you have via email. And then that whole process is extremely iterative, so you don't go through that just once. You go through it 10 times or 50 times. So Frame.io brings that all together into one cohesive platform. We solve file sharing, work in progress review, version control. We allow you to compare versions side by side so you can actually see what's changed. All the notes are timestamps. You can actually leave a comment on the particular point in the video. And it just really makes the whole process significantly more streamlined.
So what's exciting is that you guys can integrate with all these different platforms. Could you talk about the integration a little bit?
Yeah, so we've so far put out 3 integrations, and we plan on doing a bunch more. We have an integration. We have a desktop companion app that integrates with Final Cut Pro. We have an extension panel for Adobe Premiere Pro, and we just released an integration with Slack, which is a very popular communication tool. I would say that our most powerful integration to date is likely our Adobe Premiere Pro integration, and that's mostly because Adobe has provided a pretty robust set of tools for third-party developers to build these integrations. So we actually took the entire Frame.io collaboration app and we redesigned it and re-engineered it to live directly inside of Adobe Premiere, which is amazing. If you're a video editor, I've been a video editor, and I kind of call myself a full stack filmmaker. I've kind of done everything there is to do in the sort of filmmaking and video creation space. And I just cannot imagine that there is a video editor out there that wouldn't find our Adobe Premiere integration just massively, massively helpful and time saving. So it allows you to first just upload your sequence right into a shared workspace. Call it a shared cloud bin or a shared cloud project. It's essentially one of our Frame.io projects. So it allows you to easily get stuff you're working on into a place where people can watch it. That's step one. Then we have all the time-coded notes. Everything syncs back up to your timeline. So once you get your timeline into Frame.io, people can be watching it on their iPhones, on a web app, leaving time-coded notes. Those time-coded notes flow directly back in to Premiere. So it's really kind of a magic moment. When you use it for the first time and you start getting these time-coded notes flowing right back into your timeline, it really just eliminates all these layers and steps of miscommunication. Typically, if you're in Premiere and you want to get something out for people to look at, it's like a multi-step process. You're going to go, export, send to media encoder, choose your encoder settings, render it out to your hard drive, then upload that to some file sharing service like Vimeo, send a link via email, start getting all these, confusing time-coded notes. We eliminate all of that, and you never have to switch context. You stay directly inside of Premiere, and I genuinely, I know I'm biased, but it just makes your life massively easier.
All right, so let's talk about environments that are really popular using your software. I assume ad agencies, post-production houses. Maybe you can give us a kind of like a little bit of information about one of your clients, how they're using your system.
Sure. So, I think this is such an incredible time to be a filmmaker, video creator, whatever you want to call yourself, because video was filmmaking, and video was sort of used to kind of just be a vertical, it was sort of the realm of entertainment and things like that. But video has just kind of exploded. It's the preferred way that people want to receive information. So every business is working with and creating video. And that means it's a great time to be a filmmaker because you can create video in almost every single industry. And our customers reflect that. So we have customers across a very wide range of sub-segments. We've seeded many of the most progressive new media companies, like BuzzFeed is one of our customers, TED is one of our customers. We have lots of tech startups like Facebook and Snapchat, Spotify, Uber, Tesla. All these companies are creating video for all different kinds of reasons. They all need ways to collaborate. Education, education's a space that people are making lots of videos. So we have, universities like Harvard, Yale, and MIT. And then it's the companies that we would expect, media-focused organizations, boutique agencies, production, post-production companies, advertising agencies. Some of the large broadcasters have started to use us. We have over 170,000 users since launching just a little over a year ago. So, you can imagine they're just in all these different types of companies.
All right, and one last thing. I'm looking online right now. I see Nice Shoes. I know those guys very well. I've been to their facility in New York. They use your stuff too. That's really awesome.
Yeah, Nice Shoes. I've known those guys for quite a long time. I worked with them in my previous company. I used to own a post-production company prior to starting Frame.io, and they were one of our earliest beta customers. So yeah, they've been great to work with.
All right, again, Emery Wells, CEO of Frame.io. It was awesome having you on, and congratulations on being a Broadcast Beat 2016 IBC Show Award winner for Product of the Year in Content Management. Have a great day, and we'll see you in Amsterdam.
Cool, thanks so much.